Happy Friday morning, television family. Back at it for a Friday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Dan Kuntz in the air chair on this 25th day of March, 2022. Thanks for starting your day with us. We appreciate it. It is overcast, 37 degrees outside. Your complete weekend weather forecast is coming up pretty quiet, mild, dry. Not a lot of sunshine for the next few days, but pretty mild temperatures. We're going to be getting near 70 next week. Details coming up, and passes are fine, too, getting towards the tail end of having to do your winter pass report, which is fine by me because I'm pretty much done with winter, and winter is done with us. We will have the latest on what happened in Leavenworth yesterday afternoon and last night. You know what was going on. You probably got the EAS warning if you were watching television or got the thing on your phone, the alert about the bomb threat in downtown Leavenworth. Turns out there was no device, but we'll give you the update on that when we get to news, and some other very important news stories to get to. Gonzaga's done. In fact, two number one seeds fell by the wayside of the Ncaa tournament, the Sweet 16. Gonzaga losing, of course, to Arkansas, and Arizona losing as well. We'll talk about that when we get to sports. We have a lot of sports to get to. Everything else. Speaking of sports, back half of the program, Jeremy Anders, our good friend. He's the general manager of the Wenatchee Valley Super Oval. And we're getting ready to talk about racing. We'll be up there covering a few races come spring, summer, and fall. So Jeremy's going to whet your appetite for you folks who enjoy racing up at the WVS. So great conversation with Jeremy coming up in the back half of the program. Let's get going at 2 minutes after the hour. Let's see what we have out there as the sun has got the job done. Just a few high clouds. And Wenatchee getting most of the attention from the cross camera today at the very tip of Wenatchee Heights. 57 was our high yesterday. We'll be warmer than that today. Our normal high is 55. Yesterday's was very typical, very normal spring day for this time of the year. Sunrise this morning, 6:53. Sunset, 7:21. That's 12 hours and 28 minutes of daylight. So we're in for a nice little warming trend, a bit of a cool down on Monday, and then we'll warm back up again. Details coming up. Camera 2, Uriah's Choice. Ooh, is that Rock Island? We haven't used that one in a long time. That is on a ridge high above the lovely hamlet of Rock Island. It looks like the Rock Island Golf Course is ready to go. If you like to golf and you like to walk while you golf, there's no better golf course in this area to walk and play than Rock Island. It's beautiful. It's a very easy track, and it's also fun and challenging. Good morning to our friends at Rock Island, looking out over towards Malaga, and, of course, still some snow up on the upper elevations. Camera number 3. Wait a minute. I should know this. Is that Lower Butte? Lower Butte. So good morning, Lake Chelan, from one of our 2 cameras up on the butte. That one is a little bit closer to Chelan proper and a little bit lower in elevation. The other main Chelan Butte camera is right at the top of the butte, so we're looking out over Lake Chelan. They got their big wine and jazz fest, huge event coming up in May. We'll be talking about that as we get closer. And camera number 4. Ooh, Leavenworth. Hello, Leavenworth, where all the action was last night. Or lack of action, I guess, might be the best way to put it. The Bavarian Village checks in, and there's pretty much no snow left in Leavenworth. Nice view there from the Tumwater camera looking back towards the Wenatchee Valley. Pretty typical spring weather this weekend. Not a lot to talk about. Here in the Wenatchee Valley, we'll be in the lower 60s, right around 60 or so, with fairly cloudy skies, and cloudy skies tonight, and cloudy skies Saturday and on Sunday, but a gradual warming trend. A little bit of light rain possible on Sunday night, a little bit of a cool down on Monday, then we warm right back up again. So very nice, typical spring weather. My guess is that my yard is going to start growing at a pretty good clip with these mild temperatures, and the overnight lows will be well above normal because of the cloud cover. We'll have the blanket on. So, in detail, from the National Weather Service, here we go. Lots of clouds, warmer. We'll be up to 62 today after our 57-degree high yesterday. 41. Overnight low tonight, no real wind. We do it again. Just pretty much a carbon copy on Saturday and on Sunday. Again, warmer still. There's a ridge of high pressure that's out there, but it kept the clouds trapped where they're located at. So that's why we're going to have that warming trend coming up. Weak cold front comes in Monday. It's going to give us some sunshine, going to cool us down just a couple of degrees, but I got no problems with 65. That's still above normal. And then lots of sunshine Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Our normal high this time of the year, right around 57. So a nice warm stretch of weather, but more clouds than sun until we get to Monday afternoon. Your past report brought to you by D.A. Davidson, the strength of a trusted partner and personalized solutions to meet your financial needs. Remember SIPC? No problems. Stevens, bare and dry. Live shot of Blewett, no problems. 97, bare and dry. The snow continues to melt there. And up to Snoqualmie Pass we go, bare and dry. No, a couple of light sprinkles here and there. A stray snowflake maybe on Stevens, not going to stick to the roadway. No inclement weather expected in the Cascades for the foreseeable future, and we will dispatch and with the past reports, by the way, next week. We won't be doing them anymore because we don't need to do them anymore. 6 minutes after the hour, 1 minute break, and then your Friday morning news, and there's a lot of it. It's an adult portion of news, but we won't check identification. It's 1 minute away. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Live channel.
I'm here at the Discovery Center at Rocky Reach Dam, where there's a ton of cool stuff to do. You can learn how the dam harnesses the power of the Columbia, walk inside a Native American Tule Lodge, and steer clear of disaster on the Rock Island Rapids. You can check out the new fish viewing space and even stare a salmon right in the eye. Explore all this and more at Chelan County PUD's brand new Discovery Center at Rocky Reach Dam, now open year-round.
There are so many possibilities for you to learn local right here at Wenatchee Valley College. Take classes towards a degree or certificate in more than 50 areas of study. Wenatchee Valley College now offers a large variety of virtual classes, including labs, sign language, music, and machining, and they have the resources to help you succeed in virtual classes. So when a college degree is your goal, learn local at Wenatchee Valley College. High clouds, 37 degrees. It's a little chilly out there. We're going to be warming up into the lower 60s. Clouds today and Saturday and Sunday with a gradual warming trend. Sun will be back on Monday, and we look forward to that. 7 minutes after the hour. Let's begin with this, that bomb threat. You know about it. It was phoned into Rivercom last night. It led police and fire crews to evacuate Leavenworth's downtown businesses, and they had to shut down Highway 2 for about 4 hours. Now, it's the second time such a threat has disrupted that area in the last 15 months. By 9 o'clock, an explosives team with the Washington State Patrol determined there was no threatening device. Andy Schmidt is the public information officer with Chelan County Fire District Number 3. She said the threat was phoned in at Rivercom at about 4:53 yesterday afternoon. Chelan County Emergency Management closing Highway 2 to keep drivers and pedestrians away from possible harm.
At about 4:53 this afternoon on Thursday, Rivercom received a call with a bomb threat along the US 2 corridor in Leavenworth. At that time, Highway 2 was closed. The businesses in that area have been evacuated. Traffic was initially closed off from Gustav's to about 9th Street. For practical purposes, in order to allow traffic to detour, really detours are occurring at the juncture with Icicle Road to allow traffic to flow along East Leavenworth Road, and then at the juncture with the Chumstick.
Now that sounds familiar. It happened before. You remember back on December 29th of 2020? Here's footage of that. Same deal, a bomb threat to Rivercom targeting Leavenworth's downtown back then. That led to a 6-hour emergency response back in late December of 2020. No explosives was found then either. No arrest, by the way, was made then, and they don't have anything now that we know of. In other news, a Quincy teen was shot and killed late Wednesday night. Police have located a suspected automobile they believe may have been a part of the shooting. They have not yet made an arrest. The Quincy Police Department said officers were called to the Quincy Valley Medical Center about 11:40 p.m. Wednesday night, where an 18-year-old man had been pronounced dead from a gunshot wound. Police say the victim had been driven to the hospital by a friend. The friend told them that the shooting had taken place by the old junior high in the 400 block of C Street southeast in Quincy. A dark-colored passenger car had been seen leaving that area. It was later located by officers. Anybody with information on the shooting is being asked to contact Detective Jaslyn Silva at 509-787-4780. 18. Pretty cool footage from the contractor that's been removing loose rock and debris, about 5,000 cubic yards so far. This is on Highway 971, the South Lakeshore Road near Chelan. The rock removal project began March 7th. It's expected to continue for a couple more weeks. The Washington State Department of Transportation, there's some big rocks coming down. The Washington State DOT says the project, by the way, is on schedule. The road will be closed throughout the work, by the way. It's between milepost 10 and milepost 1164. And then coming up on April 11th, they're going to move just south of Ncaa and do it again. Slope stabilization work on Highway 97A south of Ncaa. That again begins on April 11th. That's expected to last 15 working days with closures on weekdays between 8:15 a.m. and 5 p.m. There will be 15-minute openings to let traffic through at the top of every hour. Alaska Airlines announcing on Thursday it's going to stop flying the Bombardier Q400 prop plane that serves Pangborn, and they're going to do that by the end of next year. Right now, Alaska flies the Q400 in and out of Pangborn 4 times a day, as well as Pullman, Walla Walla, and Yakima. The airline plans to shift all of its regional flights to the smaller Embraer 175 twin jet. Picture there. Now, how this will affect passenger air traffic through Pangborn remains to be seen. The airport, of course, recently began a $17 million project to widen its taxiways, specifically to accommodate the Q400, which is being phased out. Airport manager Trent Moyers said yesterday that those runways should work just fine for the new jets that will be coming in the near future. Short-term rental codes adopted by Chelan County last summer have to be revisited because the county adopted them without appropriate notice to the public. The Washington Growth Management Board ruled yesterday that the county mischaracterized a substantial change in the draft code as a scrivener's error. Well, that change required existing operators of vacation rental homes to immediately comply with rules on occupancy, noise, insurance, and other issues rather than giving them a grace period of up to 1 year. The Growth Management Board now says that change was substantial enough that they should have had public notice and comment before they actually voted on the ordinance. The short-term rental rules, though, do remain in force, but Chelan County now has until September 26th to meet the public notice requirements. The Community Vision associated with Our Valley, Our Future, released their new 5-year action plan. They did that Wednesday during a luncheon at the Pybus Public Market. More than 2,000 community members contributed input to help create 86 local improvement projects, which the group hopes to push forward through the year 2026. About 81 nonprofits, businesses, and government agencies have pledged to champion those projects. Areas of emphasis include homelessness, sustainability, education, and wildfire preparedness. You can find a copy of the action plan at ourvalleyourfuture.org. And that is the news at 13 minutes after the hour. If yesterday was any indication, we'll be busy again in the newsroom. Thank goodness we have people who know what they're doing. With a preview of tonight's news, here's Grant Olson.
Good morning, Dan, and happy Friday. Coming up tonight on the NCW Life Evening News, mild temperatures expected today right through this weekend, but we could see a shower or two. I'll have all the details in your complete North Central Washington weather forecast. And in sports, Eric Granstrom will have the latest March Madness news, including Gonzaga's game yesterday against Arkansas, and also what's coming up in high school sports this weekend. That and all the day's news stories coming in your way tonight at 5, 6, and 10 on the NCW Life Evening News. We hope you'll join us then. Dan?
Thanks, Grant, and don't forget, we'd love to hear from you. You got a news tip? You got a comment? Look at the bottom of your screen. That's how you do it. We'd love to hear from our viewers. You can use our Facebook page. You can use our email address. You can even go to our website, ncwlife.com, and click on the Contact Us icon. Gonzaga, they're done. They didn't make it to the Elite Eight. They lost last night to Arkansas. That'll be, needless to say, our lead sports story in 1 minute. You're watching Wake Up in Ncaa Valley on the NCW Life channel.
Find ageless beauty at Chelan Valley Skincare. Cindy offers the most up-to-date treatments for personalized skincare. If sagging skin or acne scars are some skin challenges for you, Chelan Valley Skincare offers non-invasive, non-surgical skincare. With up-to-date technology for shorter treatment plans, you'll benefit from Cindy's expertise to help you accomplish your skincare goals. Please stop by their website for details on all their services. Call Cindy today for your free consultation.
Hi, I'm Katie Joslin and I'm a pediatrician at CVCH. We know that as new parents, you have a lot of decisions to make. At CBCH, we have a team of caring pediatricians and family medicine providers who love to take care of newborns. As you're making that decision of where you'd like to go, we hope that you'll consider coming to CBCH, where any of the providers you choose would care for your baby as if it was one of their own.
16 minutes after the hour, in the first two rounds of the NCAA tournament, the Gonzaga men always started out slow, but they eventually got the job done. Well, last night they started out slow and they couldn't catch up. Arkansas knocks off the Bulldogs in the Sweet 16, 74-68 last night. Razorbacks went on a 16-2 run to end the first half. So there was 32-29 at the break, and, well, they never looked back. The Bulldogs picked the worst time of the season to have their worst shooting game. They shot just 37% from the field, and that's not going to get the job done. Coach Mark Few says it's hard to see your dreams come to a sudden end.
Well, it's always, just so tough, when it finally ends, especially short of the goal we all had. And obviously the groups we've had, this is the first time we've lost this round in quite a while. So, but again, all the credit goes to Arkansas. Their defense was pretty just tough to get any rhythm against. I don't think we never really got any sort of rhythm either in the first or the second half. And to me, that was the difference in the game. I felt like we had stretches where we guarded them pretty good. We just couldn't get any rhythm on our offensive end, which is rare for us.
Yeah, the Razorbacks did have good defense. Gonzaga turned the ball over 15 times. Drew Timme led the Bulldogs. He had 25 points. He's almost certainly going to declare for the NBA draft, so it was probably his last game as a Bulldog. After the game, he thanked the fans.
I just said that I was proud of us, and it was a hell of a ride. It didn't end up the way we wanted, but we came to play hard, and it just, it just was their night, and you got to give them credit for winning the game. They won the game fair and square, and they made great plays, but I told them, just thanks for being my teammates. Thanks for being here. You're my brothers to the end. I wouldn't want to do this with anyone else. And take a moment to just thank your families and Zag Nation for all the love and support they've had through all the goods, ups and downs of this season. It's been a grind this season, and I couldn't be any more proud of these guys. And I know I'm not alone when I say this. I have no regrets about this season. We put it all out there. We came to work every day. We played our tails off, and I'm proud of each and every one of us for that.
So another year without a national championship for Gonzaga, but Coach Mark Few says he's proud of this team.
Sometimes the outside people that aren't in our program are always, label it with hey, a national championship or bust. I think we're more, obviously we wanted to take this thing all the way to the end and win it, but we understand just how hard that is and just how hard it is to make the tournament, how hard it is to win a good league, as good as the WCC was this year, and advance even to the Sweet 16. So I would say spectacular, incredibly easy on a coach, because like Drew just said, they showed up to work every single day, picked up on things really quick. There's never an envious or jealous or moment, with all the attention and notoriety and NIL entering into the picture and all that. I mean, it was just so easy to coach. So, you praise them and thank them for that. And like I told them, time will give them better perspective. And, we started this season number one and ended the regular season number one. There wasn't anybody in college basketball that could hold on to it. We were the only ones that could. And, they deserve a lot of credit for that, and took everybody's best shot. And then we just couldn't get it done against Arkansas's shot tonight.
Gonzaga was the number one overall seed in the tournament, and another number one seed went down last night. Arizona, they're out. Houston beat them 72-60. Villanova stopped Michigan. Mike Krzyzewski's curtain call continues. Duke eked out a win over Texas Tech. Coming up today, here's your schedule. You got St. Peter's taking on Purdue at 4:09 on CBS. Kansas and Providence at 4:29 on TBS. North Carolina and the University of California, Los Angeles at 6:39 on CBS. And finally, the nightcap, Iowa State and Miami at 6:59. If you tune in at 6:58, you're too early, and at 7 o'clock, you missed the tip. The women's NCAA tournament resumes today. It's Sweet 16 for the ladies. North Carolina and South Carolina at 4. Texas and Ohio State will be on ESPN2. 6:30 games. Maryland and Stanford on ESPN. And Creighton and Iowa State on ESPN2. Tomorrow, you got Notre Dame and NC State at 8:30 in the morning. Wow. Indiana and UConn at 11. If you want to find out how Haley Van Lith does, you can tune in to ESPN2 when they take on Tennessee at 1 o'clock and South Dakota and Michigan at 3:30. The Wenatchee Valley men's basketball team will try to make history this weekend in Everett. The Knights will take on Bellevue at 1 o'clock at Everett Community College at the NWAC Tournament semifinals. Again, this is tomorrow. The winner will take on the Yakima Valley and Olympic Sunday. The winner of that game at 2 o'clock for the championship. The previous 2 championships for the college, 1980 and 1996. The Wenatchee Wild wrap up the regular season with a couple of games north of the border this weekend. They're in Trail to take on the Smoke Eaters tonight, and then they'll be in Cranbrook tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. Now, of course, as you know, the Wild have already wrapped up the 7th seed heading into the playoffs. It begins a week from today at Salmon Arm. 2 games in Salmon Arm, then back to Wenatchee for 2 games on April 5th and the 6th. You can buy tickets for the playoff games right now at WenatcheeWildHockey.com. Seattle Kraken have a chance to do something they've never done. Win 3 in a row. Seattle will take on the Kings at the Crypto.com Arena tomorrow night at 7:30. LA is second in the Pacific Division. The Kraken bring up the bottom of the division, as you well know. You can watch tomorrow night's game on Root Sports Northwest. The Mariners had a late inning rally and beat Cleveland 3-2 in Cactus League play yesterday. Abraham Toro 1 for 3 with a triple and a run. Logan Gilbert, making his first start of the spring, went 3 innings, struck out 6.
Next pitch swung on, fouled into the mid of Tom Murphy, and that'll do it. There's a fastball, tied him up, swinging a foul tip into the glove of Murph. Starts getting a breaking ball over consistently. Look out, there's a slider down and away, swing and a miss. 2 down, 3 consecutive strikeouts for Logan Gilbert. He's got the sign from Murphy, goes into the line, the pitch. Slider, swing and a miss, got him.
The pitch, swing and a miss. Got him with the off speed, and Leon is down on strikes. The 0-2. Good morning, good afternoon, good night. Slider at 88 miles an hour, right on right, and Miles Straw blinks his eyes, and he's headed back to the dugout.
Now, Logan Gilbert, he's good, and so he kept the game in it so we could have some heroics in the ninth, or in the late games anyway, and providing the heroics for the Mariners, Billy Hamilton.
First pitch to Hamilton. Swinging a ground ball. It sneaks inside the bag at third, fair. Evan White rounds third. He's coming home. Here comes Julio. Julio Rodriguez steams around third. He scores standing. And the Mariners have taken a 1-run lead. Billy Hamilton, first pitch he sees in Mariners cap, and he rings a double down the left field line, and he has put the Mariners in front 3-2 in the 8th.
Mariners are back home in their own complex in Peoria tonight. They'll take on the White Sox at 6:40. All right. High schools, lots of stuff to get to. The Les Schwab Prep baseball scoreboard, that's not a misprint. Manson all over Bridgeport, 17-0. Softball scores, West Valley sweeping a doubleheader from Wenatchee at Walla Walla Point Park yesterday. Cascade swept a pair from Brewster, and Okanagan beat Lake Roosevelt in a single game, 15-6. To the pitch we go. Yesterday, Cashmere traveled to Omak, came away with a 1-0 win. Quincy edged Chelan 5-4. Cascade over Royal 2-1, and Manson down to Orville 2-1. The soccer schedule for today: Brewster is at Bridgeport. Cascade takes on Toppenish at the Apple Bowl at 6 o'clock. Eastmont's at Moses Lake at 7, and Wenatchee will visit Ike at 7:15. In Yakima, the gateway to Moxie. A full slate faces the smaller schools in the region tomorrow. Again, this is soccer we're talking about. Pateras at Tenasket. Ellensburg hosts Ephrata at 12:30. You got Oroville and Omak. Cashmere hosting Brewster. Chelan visits Lakeside out of 9 Mile Falls, and Quincy will host Clarkston. Baseball, doubleheaders, all of them today. Wenatchee will be at West Valley. Moses Lake will visit Eisenhower. Pateras travels to Moses Lake Christian for a couple of games beginning at 4:30. Coming up tomorrow in baseball, Cascade hosts Quincy at a twin bill. At 11, you got East Valley of Yakima starting a doubleheader at Ephrata, and Cashmere will visit Omak. Smaller schools tomorrow in baseball. Liberty Bell at Okanagan. Lake Roosevelt will host Bridgeport. Waterville, Mansfield, Crosby, Stills, Nash, and Young visits Riverside Christian. Brewster will take on Freeman. Orville travels to Tenasket. All of those games are doubleheaders. Coming up on Fast Pitch Softball today, Moses Lake, they're always good. They welcome Eisenhower for the first 2 games. 3 o'clock tomorrow. In girls softball, Orville at Tenaska, Bridgeport at Lake Roosevelt, Pateros hosts Liberty Bell University, travels to Moses Lake, East Mont will host Glacier Peak, I don't know where that is, and Waterville, Mansfield, England, Dan, and John Ford at Coley, home against Soap Lake. Track and field, a huge track meet tomorrow in Ephrata. 28 schools are going to be running around and throwing things, and they'll be running around and throwing things at Wenatchee High School tomorrow morning at 11 o'clock with a whole bunch of local teams having fun. And those are just some of the games that people are playing at 26 minutes after the hour, and I need another cup of coffee. 3 obscure holidays I could have chosen. National Lobster Newburgh Day, National Manatee Appreciation Day. But hey, let's celebrate the highest award a member of the military can possibly receive. There's no more prestigious award than the Medal of Honor, and today is the National Medal of Honor Day today. As you see on your screen, left to right, it's the Medal of Honor for the Army, then the Medal of Medal of Honor for the Navy is in the middle, and then the Medal of Honor for the Air Force is on the right. It goes back to the Civil War. In fact, 40% of all the Medal of Honors ever issued to deserving people, 40% of them were awarded during the Civil War. 3,525 Medals of Honor have been bestowed upon 3,506 individuals. Yes, a few people have won 2 of them. Only one woman, though, has ever won the Medal of Honor. Her name was Mary Edwards Walker. The only president to receive the Medal of Honor was Teddy Roosevelt, and he got it posthumously. He wasn't around to get it. The youngest soldier to win the Medal of Honor was just 11 years old during the Civil War. His name was Willie Johnston, and it is called simply the Medal of Honor. As some people call it the Congressional Medal of Honor. It is not. It is also the only medal awarded by the Armed Services that you wear around your neck, the Medal of Honor. And you get a lot of perks if you win it. You get a fly for free on military planes, and you get it's an important thing. Medal of Honor. Today is the day. 27 minutes after the hour. Today in history, happy birthday to what is considered by many people the most beautiful city in the world, Venice. Venice was founded 1,601 years ago when the very first church was dedicated in Venice, March 25th, 421. It is a spectacular, I've never been there, but everybody who's been there says you have to go to Venice. Of course, there are no cars in Venice. It's 115 little bitty islands interconnected by 170 canals and 400 bridges. And for almost its entire existence, Venice was not a part of Italy. Venice was its own little city-state. It's been a part of Italy since the 1860s. And Venice has problems. The tourists are almost killing the city. On a nice summer day before COVID, 50,000 people a day would visit Venice on a town that only has a population of 50,000. Hang in there, Venice. Hopefully we won't kill it. And, well, speaking of deaths, this is the 110th anniversary of one of the most significant fires in this country's history. The Triangle Shirtwaist Factory fire on a Saturday morning in Manhattan kills 146 garment workers. This was a game changer. Before the fire, they just didn't really care. They locked the doors to the stairwells and the fire exits were locked. It was a common practice because they didn't want people to take unauthorized breaks or sneak out with some of the clothes they were making. When the building caught on fire, most of the workers could not escape from the burning building. They just jumped to their deaths knowing they would die. It was either jump to your death or burn to death. The only working fire escape was so poorly constructed it couldn't handle the load of people who got on it. It collapsed. When it was all said and done, 146 garment workers all died. And this began a significant change on fire codes, on fire safety, and on workers' rights, not only in New York City, but in this country, a seminal moment in the history of public safety. The Triangle, there's a number of documentaries on this available on YouTube. I highly recommend that you watch them, but it's pretty sobering stuff. Let's do some birthdays. This guy has saved billions of people from starving to death. Norman Borlaug. He was the one who developed the high-yield dwarf wheat wheat would grow, and you'd have to cut the wheat before it fell over. And most of the time, the wheat got so tall it fell over. They couldn't use it. And he was the one who developed the semi-dwarf, high-yield, disease-resistant wheat, which basically saved billions of people from starving to death. Needless to say, Norman Borlaug won a whole bunch of prizes. One of the great men in this country's history. People should know about this guy. Born in the state in 1914, died a number of years ago at the age of 95. Howard Cosell. A lot of people didn't like Howard Cosell back in his heyday. I liked Howard. He told it like it is. He spoke it like it is. Yeah, he was a massive egotist, but I thought he was a great broad. They don't have Howard Cosells anymore. You know, he was one of a kind. He was born in the state in 1918. He's gone now. Aretha. I'm going to be listening to some serious Aretha this weekend. We miss her, the first female inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. For my money, the greatest female singer ever. Didn't matter what song she was singing, just by addressing herself to the song, she made it better. Very few people can say that. We miss you, Aretha. Born in the state in 1942. And speaking of rock and roll legends, Elton John. How are you, Elton? Good to see you, Reg. 75 years old today. He was a big fan of Buddy Holly when he was a kid, so he started wearing glasses because Buddy Holly wore glasses. And then it ruined his eyesight. Then he had to wear glasses for real. He had perfect vision until he started wearing glasses that he wasn't supposed to. We love you, Elton. 32 minutes after the hour, the shortest Mike Mignotti opinion that exists. If you blink, you're going to miss it. It's coming up. And then my conversation with Jeremy Anders, the general manager of the Wenatchee Valley Super Oval. We're going to tease you a little bit, start talking about racing. It gets going next month. In fact, on Saturday, April 16th, opening night. Jeremy joins me when we come back. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCAA Live channel.
Morning, Sadie. Come on, Sadie.
Come on, Sadie needs more feed.
It's the National RV Show at the Grant County Fairgrounds in Moses Lake. And Sunday, hurry, don't miss it. With tons of vendors, adult beverages, a scavenger hunt for the kids, a cash machine, and enter to win a new RV. Top manufacturers are coming from across the country, like Winnebago, Holiday Rambler, Forest River, Thor, Heartland, and more. Check out the enormous selection of both new and used RVs, motorhomes, travel trailers, fifth wheels, all with huge manufacturers' incentives. The financing options are amazing. So hurry down to the National RV Show's final day at the Grant County Fairgrounds in Moses Lake, now through Sunday.
Hi folks, welcome to Save Mart. How can we help you today?
We're looking for a recliner.
Okay, right this way. Go ahead and move this chase on the other side. You can use this time warranty.
Great, I want that one. I like that one.
That's a great choice.
And I want this one as well.
Okay.
And I definitely want this one.
Ooh. You'll find it at Save Mart. Full service at a low, low price.
Hey folks, Carrie from Blueberry Hills. A chill is in the air and it's a perfect time for some old-fashioned comfort food like our amazing Eggs Benedict, chicken fried steak, French dips, soups made from scratch, or fruit pies fresh from the oven. The crowds might be gone, but we're still here for you folks. So bring an appetite and a friend to Blueberry Hills in Manson, where you pick, you sit, you eat, and you visit. Open Wednesday through Sunday from 8 to 3. wildaboutberries.com.
Are you dealing with a pest or weed issue and you just don't know what to do?
We use the best pest control methods approved for areas with kids and pets.
Whether it's rats, mice, ants, or spiders,
or something else altogether.
We provide the coaching and solutions you're looking for.
And you can know that your dollars are supporting a local, family-owned and operated business.
Allow us to help you get back to living healthy and pest-free. Harvest Valley Pest Control.
Are you frustrated because you feel like you aren't getting the internet speeds you pay for? One of the most common ways to test your internet connection is called a speed test. These are free and easily located on the internet and can tell you how fast your internet is. However, for certain reasons, these tests may not always be accurate. A speed test shows you how fast a file can be downloaded to the computer you're running the test on. However, there are many things that can affect the speed of that download besides the speed of the internet going into your home. A few of the things that can affect your internet speed are poor Wi-Fi signal, other wireless signals interfering with the wireless signals coming from your router, other devices in your home draining your bandwidth, your computer or phone running apps programs in the background that you aren't aware of, slowing your entire device. Any of these things can slow down your internet. Your internet is like water flowing down a pipe. There's a big pipe bringing internet to your local area, and a smaller pipe coming off of that bringing internet to your home address. Your router is just another pipe that brings the internet inside your house, and every device inside your home is like a pipe connected to the router. Just like with water, if any of those pipes along the way are too small for the amount of internet that needs to flow through for a family, the flow for everything down the line will be much slower. It's a lot like trying to push all the water going into your house through a small straw. Also, again, just like with water, if everyone in your home is using the internet at once, any individual device may not be able to receive the full flow of the internet. It's like your whole family trying to drink out of that small straw all at once. If you're struggling with internet that is slower than expected, make sure that all of the devices that your internet flows through are working correctly, and check all devices in your home for background programs that may be using the internet. If everything still appears to be working correctly, contact us and we'll be able to help.
NCW Life Channel is your local TV station. We provide the latest news from around North Central Washington weeknights at 5, 6, and 10 o'clock with Grant Olson. If it's happening in your neighborhood, we have you covered with a staff of reporters who are always on call. Grant will also keep you up to date on the latest weather, and Eric Grandstrom covers sports. It's all on your local TV station, the NCW Life Channel.
Different birds enjoy different types of foods, so it's important to offer all the right things for the birds you want to attract. Sound complicated? It doesn't have to be. Our Flying Start Combo is an all-in-one feeder that attracts all the birds in your backyard, with seed, suet, nuts, and fruit. Stop by our store to find out how you can get started feeding the birds. Wild Birds Unlimited. We bring people and nature together.
This is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and I'm so full of crap, even I can't believe it sometimes.
At Washington Trust Bank, can't is a four-letter word.
I think I'll sell my veggies at the market.
Do you even remember to water the houseplants? I do this?
You can do this.
Hey, we need to build a home office. We're adding another bathroom.
I think I'll study programming.
Bro, you can't even connect your phone to Bluetooth.
We believe you can do whatever you set your mind to, and we'll help you get there. Washington Trust Bank, privately owned, locally invested.
How much are you paying for adult family or assisted living? The Epladolin Retirement and Assisted Living offers beautiful one-bedroom and studio apartments for one affordable price. They are diligent with their cleaning and sanitary standards to keep all residents healthy. Residents enjoy good food and excellent care in a relaxed, home-like environment. Rooms are now available, so call ahead for a tour and see if the Epladolin is the right choice for you. Epladolin Retirement and Assisted Living in Kashmir. Affordable care.
Getting ready for the boating season is easy with the help of Bob File Boats and Motors. Now's the time of year to upgrade your boat from a new motor, a bow mount, installing a state-of-the-art GPS fish finder, or just fixing your trailer lights. Make your appointment today. With marine technology changing fast, the service department stays up to date with the newest developments and factory certifications. Spend more time on the water and less time at the shore. Get ready for summer fun now at Bob File Boats and Motors.
Sports was kind of what defined me as a person. I loved to play every sport I could possibly play. The Abbeys was really the family stomping ground for all of our community. Saturday afternoon soccer tournaments, we'd head over to Abbeys afterwards. And then when we got up into middle school, on our way home, we'd stop at Abbeys after basketball games. When I go home, I want to see two things when I drive through Winston. I want to see my Abbeys, and I want to see my high school. And those are the two memories that stick out the most to me.
Club Crow Bar and Grill in Cashmere is your place for famous blues, brews, and barbecue. We are your one-stop bar and grill, serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner 7 days a week. Hi, Justin here, owner of Club Crow Bar and Grill in Cashmere. Looking for a fun night out? Join us at Club Crow. We have live bands to rock the night away, comedy to make you laugh, and if that's not enough, we have poker every Monday and Wednesday night. Club Crow in Cashmere has it all. Check out our Facebook event page for dates and times. Club Crow Bar and Grill in Cashmere, the coolest place in town.
When Mike leaves town, it's a little scary. You never know who might be outside. But we feel safer inside knowing our home is being monitored by a local company. I can check our alarm from just about anywhere. So when we get home, I know it's safe.
Protect your family and save money with a local company. Switch your current security monitoring to Guardian Services from LocalTel. Call Guardian Security from LocalTel now or visit localtel.net to learn more.
Had a surgery? Been in a car accident? Suffer from weekend warrior activities? Let Mount Stewart Physical Therapy and Chiropractic work out your aches and pains. This is Dr. Wayne Latimer. We've extended our multi-care practice to Mount Stewart Physical Therapy in Leavenworth. So, physical therapy and chiropractic. And whether you want to lift to get fit or you want to stay fit after your physical therapy, Balance Point Health and Fitness Gym is always open daily. Dr. Latimer Chiropractic Multi-Care Clinics, where we strive to do more, so you can too.
Welcome back to Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. I am Dan Kuntz. It's time to drive fast and turn left. Well, not quite. We're there in April, but we wanted to whet your appetite a little bit, and the man to do that, the guy landed his dream job a couple of years ago, and he's doing great guns. It's hard work, but he is now the picture of the Wenatchee Valley Super Oval. He's our old friend and a longtime contributor to this program, Jeremy Anders. They love you. Listen to
I know,
them.
the applause.
Listen
this
to the
live
crowd.
studio audience is amazing. I just can't thank them for all their support.
How you doing, my friend?
I'm doing great. You know, we're the winter time is kind of flushing away. The weather's been amazing lately, and just kind of, you know, I always say every springtime in the air, you know, it's just kind of, you know, you hear the birds chirping, and you hear like the skies are, you know, turn blue, and then all of a sudden that one Saturday night comes up and thunder hits the valley, and we got racing back in the Wenatchee Valley.
What happens from September? The Jerry Burschauer Memorial. It was the last race of the year, I think.
Newberry.
Yeah, the Newberry. I'm sorry, the Newberry. And then, of course, we televise that. And then, is that it? You mean you clean up the track and lock her up and walk away? What happens?
Pretty much, yeah. We've had a great partnership with the Gun Club, the Ncaa Gun Club, 52 years or so. So we get about 6 or 7 days to do cleanup around the track, kind of winterize things up, get things all good to go. And, you know, it's a facility that's then kind of, you know, after, I think like last time I was in there about the first week of November or so, we lock it down, and then we don't get back in there. Our first day fully back in there is March 29th, and we get about 6 or 7 days to get everything kind of open back up, get projects done. We got a huge list of projects we're trying to do, and, you know, of course things always change based on how things are going or whatever, and so we have 3 or 4 what I call major projects we're going to do this year that'll hopefully people will notice when they get back there. And yeah, and then we open up our first practice sessions on April 9th. So cars at the track on April 9th, and then our first race is April 16th.
And we'll talk more about that in detail as we're going to roll footage of last year's Bump to Pass, which was phenomenal. I'd never been to Bump to Pass before, and we got footage of it, and we roll that footage, Jeremy. I'd be remiss if I didn't ask you this. Racers just don't go to their local Chevron and buy gas. They have to buy the special petrol, and they buy it at the track. With gas prices the way they are now for the average Joe consumer, is this a concern for your racers come spring? Because it's special fuel, it's more expensive fuel. How does what's going on with the gas pumps for Joe Sixpack affect the racers at the WVSO?
Well, a lot of classes, and by the way, we're watching Roadrunners, not Bump to Pass right now, but I think there's some.
It's coming up.
It's coming up here. But a lot of classes, like the Roadrunners, they race just regular fuel. I mean, there's about 3 or 4 of our classes that race either just regular, you know, fuel or some non-ethanol fuel or something like that, or maybe some are more on premium, whatever. A few of ours run like Trick 110. That's the racing fuel they run. Which we've seen some increases of it right now. It's not gone up as much as the full fuel has, I guess you'd say, regular fuel has. It's probably going to affect it. One of the biggest increases we're seeing from last year with everything and kind of inflation's happened is tires. Race tires have gone up almost $35 a tire, which when you're talking a set, you're going up almost $140 a set. That really is a big thing. So we're trying to help out this year by we are doing a tire management program to kind of because I'll tell the racers this and they know this themselves. Sometimes they're their worst enemy, and by spending money, they overspend or whatever. So it's our way of kind of say, hey, you don't need to spend all this money. We're going to try to keep you. The nice thing that we have at Wenatchee that we're lucky that I can say other tracks in Northwest sometimes don't have is we have one of the best racing surfaces here. I mean, you can tell it there. It's a very smooth surface. It's very good to tires. I mean, you could use these tires like the B mods. They could race on the same set of tires, all 4 tires, probably 3 or 4 times. You see them right there. It's a groove 970 tire there, and it doesn't pick up a whole lot of rubber. It's actually a rubberized asphalt surface. You may go to some of the other tracks in the Northwest, and you may need to buy a new set of tires after every single race. So we're going to try to do our best to kind of keep that under control management-wise. Our hope, though, is, I mean, I think that we've seen this before in the racing industry where fuel prices have come up, whatever. I think it might, our bigger specialty races, we'll probably see a lot of traveling guys for those. I don't know if we'll see as many traveling guys come in for some of our smaller events. That's kind of one of our things we've been looking at is I think some of our smaller events you might not see, guys traveling in like, oh, I have this off week, I'm going to go race at Wenatchee. But I'm hoping that the fuel comes back down. We should be good to go. So we're excited about it.
Do the protocols were for years, and I'm assuming it's still the case, that all of the local track managers and owners all get together in Portland, I think, for a weekend and hash out a schedule. So everybody you can't race every Saturday night at your track, even though you want to. Is that the same deal? So everybody is lined up and ready to go for the circuit, if you will?
So that's usually what happens. I had this big event happen for my life in the middle of November this year, so I didn't get to go. I actually, though, Michelle and Garrett are my partners. They went down to it, but I kind of sent them down with like, okay, this is my turnkey schedule. This is what I want. This is what we got, whatever. And it worked out really well. And we got everything we did. There was a little bit of stuff that we did after the WERPA, and there was a couple of events that we picked up from WERPA, stuff like that. But we all try to make sure we don't schedule on top of each other. I think this year we're really good in the Northwest. We don't have too many big, scheduling conflicts. Our schedule changed up a little bit from we have years before. We're opening up with Bump to Pass this year, but also matters. Sometimes you got to base on sometimes you have 5 weekends in 1 month that throws the dates off. Like this year, Apple Blossom is the main weekend is the same weekend as Mother's Day. Mother's Day is the one weekend we can never race at the Gun Club because they always have a really cool the junior state tournament up there, and so that's a weekend we're blacked off. So usually we kind of sometimes race those weekends. So things like that they just tweak their schedule. But I think the promoters in the Northwest are probably the best they've been in years about working with each other. We have the Tri-State Challenge Series, which is cool because it goes between 4 different tracks between Wenatchee, State Line, Tri-Cities, and Hermiston. And we're actually partnering together to bring multiple different classes racing for bigger purses, and then we have championships at the end. And the same rules package, or really close to the same rules package at all the tracks. So a driver can build his car one time, and then they can go and make the few changes they need to that car, or no changes at all, maybe just change like the gears on the car, and then go race the next weekend without having to make these huge changes. Before, you'd have a 20-set page of rules for Wenatchee, 20-set page of rules for all these different tracks, but then you'd have to go change every single weekend race there. So now our goal is to try to get as many tracks in the same rules package so you don't have to change it very often.
What's the word out of the Tri-Cities? Is it going to be a go? I know they're thinking about getting her going again. I know Garrett went down and tried it out.
So they did, actually. They got the track reopened back in October 1st. They moved the Fall Classic from Yakima Speedway to Tri-Cities. It was a sold-out 2-day show crowd, a huge car count, one of the biggest economic boosters for the city of West Richmond in a long time. It was crazy. They redid a bunch of stuff. The Walden family, the Brown family, everybody in the Red Mountain Event Center. They're turning into Event Center. They're racing like 4 or 5 times a year there this year. They'll start off with the Apple Cup, so they're moving the Apple Cup from Yakima Speedway. So it's really been a sad couple of weeks because Tri-Cities is doing some improvements for the Apple Cup to get ready, and then just a couple of days ago, they started the full demolition of Yakima Speedway with bulldozers and stuff like that. And it's one thing when the track closes, but when you start seeing the big equipment come and stuff like that, it just kind of hits you hard. And we officially, a couple weeks ago, heard that Ephrata Raceway sold to the county of Grant County, so that's going to be a new gel. So those things are tough because, you kind of hold a little bit of hope that there's something could happen, or something like Tri-Cities, which was closed for 17 years. But the facility never changed. The track was always there. Mm-hmm. But when you start bringing in equipment to tear out the asphalt and tear things out, your hope kind of dwindles. And there's still some rumblings of possibly reopening Spokane Raceway. I know that the tribe, the casino tribe,
that owns the property.
Owns the property, just bought it. They're opening the road course up for some events starting back up, and they're opening the drag strip. I think the road course and drag strip are kind of first priorities. and then possibly the oval track will be next. So it's great when we see those tracks open back up. We don't see it very often, and we've seen 3 or 4 across the country open back up after being closed for a while, but we've seen more close more recently. So it's a tough thing for industry, but lucky for enough, we're going strong. 52 years now. It's a beautiful facility there.
That's gorgeous.
You know, I mean, if you look at I should have brought a picture that we had from 1970 when we first opened on May 1st. And there was not any houses up there, but now those houses are up there. But, you know, I will say the neighbors, our neighbors on Fancher Heights have been great to work with. I feel like I've been pretty good about communicating with them, like when we have things coming up and letting them know. And we've had, you know, Fancher Heights neighbors nights like that. And one of my favorite things is like on a Friday night practice. And it started out, we were living there for a little bit, so my kids would do it. But, you know, you'll get the neighbor kids riding in on a Friday night practice. It's free. And they'll ride their bikes and down the track, and then they'll be up top there watching race practice for a little bit and then going back, whatever. So it's your neighborhood racetrack, you like to say. And we try to do a good job of, you know, taking care of our neighbors up there.
And you keep very good care of the track.
Yeah,
it's regularly repaved, and you're fixing things up, and it's always painting stuff. It always looks fresh and new. In fact, let's go ahead.
Well, I would say, I mean, the one thing we have at Wenatchee that you probably don't find around the country is we have one of the most scenic backdrops. I mean, that's why I love the April race, because the April race, you always still have the snow-capped mountains in the background, and you're not going to find very many tracks. Like, there's a track in Alaska that sits right below one of the big mountains there, and there's some great tracks in Montana like that. But I feel like us and a few of those tracks have probably some of the most scenic backdrops you'll find anywhere in the country.
Well, let's talk April. Let's talk opening night. Let's wet the whistle. You ready to go? Let's fire it up, buddy.
April 16th, right there. We're opening up. Huge night. We're going to open up with Bump to Pass, which is usually one of our biggest shows of the year. We have the B mods, which the Rockstar B mods are back this year, and that class has exploded. We're up to almost 17, 18 cars. I think we're going to be close to 20 at some points this year. In that class, you have some big names, heavy hitters coming in that class, which is going to be fun to watch. That was exciting last year, but now the class has been blown up. You have the Roadrunners on that night, and then we're bringing back fireworks. We've had fireworks for a while, stuff like that, so we have a great fireworks show. And it's part of our Save Our Race Cars campaign. We're going to partner with SEMA, PRI, and then Jared Sussler for Congress. So it's a great campaign, and it's kind of a big thing happening right now in our industry. Save Our Race Cars. You can go on our website, wvso.com. There's some links on there.
It's a little too convoluted to discuss on this show right now, but basically there is legislation out there that could very well affect what you do for a living. So that's about as basic as I can put it.
Yeah.
But it's again, it's convoluted. Your website has the information.
Yeah, there's a couple stories on there that links back to the full stories on about that. So hopefully nothing's going to come down anytime soon. I think it's just a kind of overall bring awareness to the campaigns like that and the motorsports industry. And SEMA and PRI, I've never heard of those are probably two of the SEMA show in Las Vegas is probably one of the biggest trade shows they do in all of Vegas for motorsports industry. And then PRI, Performance Raced Industry, they are just great for motorsports altogether year round. And then they host actually one of the biggest motorsports racing trade shows at the Indiana Convention Center. So we're excited to have both of them on board. We're going to have some of them in town. We're going to do a kickoff party on Friday night at Hot Rod Cafe. The 15th beforehand, we're going to give out giveaways. And the Hot Rod Cafe is kind of a perfect transition there with race cars, all of which the race cars on display. And then we're going to race on April 16th.
Can we come? Can we be there?
Oh, yeah, you can be
good,
there.
Good.
And by the way, you guys are broadcasting the first race live on ncvlife.com. So
there you go.
We've had a great partnership with you guys. I think we're doing 4 races this next year, so we're excited about that. And gives people a chance to watch locally. But you can attest to this. There is nothing better than the action of the race car, especially Bump to Pass. Because Bump to Pass, there is so much stuff going on in the track.
It's crazy.
You need to have like 6 cameras going in because there's so much stuff going on there. Plus, you get the smell of the rubber, the smell of the fuel, and then you get to feel the vibrations, whatever, and then you get to taste a great beer. I mean, there's nothing better than all that great stuff there, or maybe an ice cold Pepsi.
I had never done Bump to Pass until last year, and the first thing you notice 2 laps into the race, you have no idea who's in the lead. It's that much fun. One more little thing with Jeremy before we cut him loose. Season tickets, can't purchase it. It's a great deal. It's a great deal, season tickets. And I'm not saying that from just to promote Jeremy. It is a good deal. I don't know how your bookkeeper lets you do it, but go ahead.
Usually she gets mad at me. So, and we start with a really good special that we do over Christmas time, and then we kind of go up there. And right now they're at $169, so there's 16 races total, which is almost $10 a race, which is a really, really good deal. I mean, if you go to 10 races of the 16, it pays for itself right there. Actually, if you go to 8 races, it pays for itself. So, yeah, it's a great deal. We still have them available right now. You go to Leonard Evans in Wenatchee. You can pick them up there at the office from the ladies there. They have them. You can call the track phone there, or you can email us and do them. We don't sell them online anymore. Just kind of, I did it about a month ago or so. So we still have them. We've sold a lot this year. We've noticed the last couple of years our season passes have increased up. And then tickets are available for the first race, April 16th, online right now, too, at WVSO.com.
Jeremy, it's always good to see you. We're looking forward to it for another exciting, and it's so great to have the people back. Oh, one more thing. On a personal note, talked to my sister BJ a couple days ago, and your name came up.
Yes.
And I did, and she never cared for you. I was surprised.
I know.
She goes, I never much liked Jeremy.
I think that her future went on a little better because, when I was her TA in high school, she got attached to bowling, and I think I kind of helped her guide along the way there. And we're still working each other on this. Now I'm the coach of Wenatchee, which is kind of it's great, and
and she's the state supervisor for bowling.
Yeah. So whenever she has bowling questions, she still calls me to this day. So yeah.
We love this guy, Jeremy, and we're looking forward to seeing you Friday night, the 15th, at out there at Monitor, and then, of course, racing on the 16th. And we'll see you before then. We'll have another visit.
Oh, yeah. We're going to hopefully, guys, you can come to the track and see some of the upgrades we're doing.
Absolutely. Love to do it. Jeremy Anders, General Manager of Wenatchee Valley's Super Oval. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. We'll be right back.
The road can be a crazy place. Uh-oh! That's why Les Schwab Tires fixes brakes, steering, and more. And those guys don't. Keep driving. I'm just glad Les Schwab puts my safety first, so I can backseat drive with confidence.
At the Les Schwab Spring Tire Sale, save up to $150 when you buy select tires with financing. Les Schwab Tires, celebrating 70 years of doing the right thing.
How much are you paying for adult family or assisted living? The Epladolin Retirement and Assisted Living offers beautiful one-bedroom and studio apartments for one affordable price. They are diligent with their cleaning and sanitary standards to keep all residents healthy. Residents enjoy good food and excellent care in a relaxed, home-like environment. Rooms are now available, so call ahead for a tour and see if the Epladolin is the right choice for you. Epladolin Retirement and Assisted Living in Cashmere. Affordable care.
You love to help others. You need a solid career. You can have it all with help from Charter College. Our 10-month medical assistant program prepares you to work in healthcare settings like physician offices, rehab centers, and clinics. You'll learn to take patient vitals, assist with exams, administer injections, and maintain medical records. When you're ready to launch a rewarding healthcare career, visit chartercollege.edu because we work to get you to work.
I felt so alone, like I had no one to help me.
I felt like I could never control my anger. Why am I so angry?
I was stuck in a cycle of addiction. I felt like I had no way out.
Are you hurting? You are not alone. It's time for God to do what no man can do. Come join us for Redemption Recovery at Sage Hills Church, Thursdays at 6 p.m.
All right, getting ready to get the weekend going. But hey, I need to mention this. I almost forgot. We got Wenatchee Valley Lacrosse tomorrow night. We'll be at Leavenworth Field at the Apple Bowl. It's our first spring sports broadcast. It's going to be a very busy spring sports season. The Wenatchee Valley local lacrosse team will be taking on Kamiakin High School. We'll have that for you tomorrow at 5 o'clock at Leavenworth Field at the Apple Bowl. Glad I remembered that. 37 degrees still. Hasn't moved at all since the show began about an hour ago. Very typical spring weather. It's going to be kind of quiet, kind of benign, not a lot going on. Warmer temperatures, though. Our normal high this time of the year, about 57. We're going to be above that through the entire forecast period, right into the middle of next week. The one consistent that you're going to see when we throw the forecast, we're not going to see a great deal of sunshine until we get to Monday afternoon. It's going to be mild and dry and very late March-like from the National Weather Service. One more look as we head into the weekend. 62 today, a little bit warmer than yesterday. We had a little cooler. It was 57. On Thursday, we'll be warmer than that today, but certainly clouds. 41 for the overnight low tonight. A little bit warmer on Saturday, but not much. Basically, tomorrow and Sunday is going to be just like today is, just a little bit warmer each day, but not by much. Weak cold front, I mean real weak, on Monday. Could give us a little bit of light rain Sunday night into Monday as it comes in. I don't think it's going to happen. Monday we cool down a little bit, but at least old Miss Sunshine comes back out. And then we'll have some sunshine and typical weather and temperatures for Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, the last week in March. And that is it for us. Have yourself a great weekend. We will see you Monday. Take care. Bye-bye.